Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Monogatari of and Monster Season episode number 8 reaction. So the previous episode was the beginning of WAZAMONOGATARI. We started Princess Acerola's story and we were continuing from where it left off after 6.5, basically after like the whole kingdom of Princess Acerola got destroyed. She started wandering the place trying to find out someone who she could save, and turns out by doing that she ended up in another country where the whole country was destroyed. She goes to another country and that country also gets destroyed, and different, not country, sorry, kingdom, what am I saying, the different kingdoms he goes to starts getting destroyed, and finally she meets what was her name? No, Virtuoso, that I've forgotten her name, but it was something like Suicide Master. Virtuoso, I think, Deathtopia. Yeah, Virtuoso Deathtopia, I think, something like that. Anyways, that's where she meets her, who's a vampire. And since she's a vampire, she doesn't die. She gets killed. She like comes back again. And this is where she decides to go and meet Acerola, and Acero tells her that like this is a situation. By the end of it, she the vampire says that so let's make a deal. Like I will help you out. I can like break your curse because I'm a vampire. Also, I won't die if I stay with you, and in return, after I break your curse, I will eat you. At which she was like, fine. So that's where it ended. Let's see what happens today. Episode number 8. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference. And let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Right. Okay. Right. So what is it? Ah, yeah, that is true, I guess. Ah, yeah, that is true. Yeah. Oh wow, so she's not going to eat. Is that what she's saying before? Oh, and she ends up. Yeah, crazy. I was literally saying this in the previous episode that. Oh, no opening. I was thinking we are going to get an opening. Raw material. Hmm. Oh, okay. I myself need to change how. I also talked about this in the previous episode. When she will think that. Which is cuss. Yeah? Right. Um, how. Right. Huh. Okay. Oh, is this where she gets a personality? Kiss shot. I guess that would make sense. Kiss shot's personality is very tough. Yep, she does that. She does that. I remember. Oh my god, Kishrat's actual dress. Yeah. Yep. Ore? No, washi. Yeah, yeah. She uses washi. I forgot about that. Washi. Yeah. This is where she's gonna give her the name. Menu name item. Just not constant. Yeah, she literally eats like this. If you remember, his shot. Did she die? Because she didn't eat for a long. Yep, she hasn't eaten. Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Oh, is that silver? It's silver. That's why her hands burned. No, she was trying to do something to her eyes because both her eyes are different colors. Is that why? Washi. Oh my god. Nah, man. That's too far. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's what she didn't want. So she was doing. She's gonna do this that thing, what she didn't want to do. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Long way to go. And that's why she laughs like that. Oh yeah. Oh my god. That is crazy. Wow. Yep, there we have it. Wait. Oh yeah, she was bringing her food. Wait, why is she not healing? Oh wait, no. Just a minute. Oh, it's because it's silver. That's why. I was like, why is it not healing? Wait, is she small? What? Is my is my eye strength playing tricks on me? Oh, she went. He went there. Okay. Oh damn. Oh yeah. Hmm. Whatever. Anything at this point. She's smaller, isn't she? Right. What? Right. All the possibilities. Hmm. That's why heart under blade, underneath the blade. Okay. Oh, that's why kiss shot. Ah. Okay. Wow. Kiss shot then Astrala. Orion heart under blade. Heart under blade. It makes sense. She's smaller. Oh my god. She's yeah. She's not eating. That's why. Oh no. This is not good. What? What's happening? Wait. What happened? Oh no. He tried to do some. Oh no. Tropicalist probably came here. He's not a vampire like me. Ah, that's why he's not going. Oh god. So he was just a minion. And she's also not eating. Hmm. Oh, yeah, because yeah, okay, so this is the first time I think she's breaking her own rule that I don't eat anything without killing them, particularly because he is her minion. Hmm. Yeah, and that's she's going to tell her to make. Oh, yep, I was going to say. Oh, that's why she'll consume them, like just like her. And to do that, she needs to become a vampire. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, she's gonna say because yeah, but I think it's the difference in intention. I don't think I don't think that will make her because she's not eating her. She's wishing for it herself. So oh wait, what? I thought that was the main reason. Yeah, like but then oh yeah. So there you go. Like I said, intention. It matters. That's what I've been saying. She didn't kill herself. No, because she was doing it to save her. That's why. No, 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 no. It was because she was trying to save her. Bruh. Will of those around me. Oh, I see. You attack that ignored my feelings upon. Okay, yeah, so I was correct. It's her intent. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, there you go. It won't do anything. She'll survive. Wait, why is she closing one of her eyes? Yeah, like the way she roughly talks. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Washi. Wash. Yep, there you go. Yep. Right. Oh, it's a bit different. Damn. Yo, the neck. Yep. All right. I'm pretty sure it won't really do anything to her. Virtuoso. Because as. Okay. Oh, traffic lights. So we're in the. Oh, like. Laura? Her name was Laura? Her original name? Oh, Acerola Laura. Oh my god. Okay, so she's alive. Right, so she's still here. Yep. Yep. Well, yeah, but at the oh wow. Oh my god, this is gonna be crazy. Whoa, she's going to Japan. Oh my god. Okay, so this is how this is going to continue. Wait, was this the end of WAZAMONOGATARI? Is after this, is it Shinobu Monogatari? I think there's another Shinobu Monogatari or something like that. Or is this going to be a continuation of WAZAMONOGATARI? I'm not really sure. Like I said, I haven't read the novels. I just know a few of the titles. That's all I know. Um, so I have heard there's another part to the like to the monster seasons, which is Shinobu Monogatari. Does that come after this or something like that, or is this like the continuation of Waza Monogatari? Anyways, but that was the end of Princess Acerola's story. Now, Destopia wants to go and meet Kishore, and as she says, share stories or exchange stories and see what's happening. And she says that she doesn't believe that she has been defeated by the vampire slayers. And she's like, oh, I don't believe any of those rumors. And that's why she's like confirmed, and she's like convinced that yeah, that everything is fine. But I do wonder I do wonder what's gonna happen when she goes when she goes to Japan and she sees Shinobu eating Mr. Donuts. Oh my god, that'll be hilarious if that happens. Oh boy. Oh, but anyways, I think we're going to see whatever's going to happen in the next episode, and it'll be a continuation from here. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, it's crazy, like to realize after watching this that like literally everything, like every single thing that Shinobu does, all her mannerisms and everything, has all been actually, I guess you could say, something that Destopia kind of told her to do and taught her, kind of, from her name to her mannerisms to the way she laughs, the way she talks, and everything, like even like the what's it called, the like morals that someone should have after being like this like odd king of oddities. Now she's the king of oddities, after having that type of title, after gaining that much amount of power, the morals, the responsibility that she should hold, all these things she has taught her. And and Acerola listened to that and decided to follow like her teachings, and that's why she talks like this, she laughs like this, and stuff like that. Now here's the thing, I'm very curious about one thing. So what happened with that power that she had? Asira, not power, sorry, but the curse or the blessing, as she said in today's episode, which is technically correct. That wasn't a curse; it was a blessing. That like whoever will look at her will be able to look at her inner beauty, and that inner beauty is so overwhelming that they'll try to like offer their own lives. Does that get counteracted by the way she like interacts? Because that is what Dystopia was trying to do. She was teaching Kiss Shot all of these things so that it can counterbalance like her beauty. Like that's why she said like, oh, when you are going to laugh, laugh like this, ka ka ka. Like so that in such a way that people, like as Asarala said, that if I laugh, people just they just offer my, like it'll completely destroy a kingdom. Because obviously her beauty. So laughter brings out more beauty from her, which it's probably the reason why like people just yeah. So that is why Dystopia told her that when you laugh like that, laugh like this, in this crude way, so that that can counteract it. And she only said that only laugh like this, ha 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 ha, like when you are actually happy, and on all the other times like laugh like this, ka ka ka. So it's like kind of the two different types of laughter. I'm trying to remember if there has been a time where his shot laughed like that. The haha laugh, not kaka laugh. Kaka laugh, she always does it. But that haha laugh that she said, that when you're truly and genuinely happy. I'm trying to remember, but I cannot really remember. Anyways, but yeah, is that how that problem got solved? You know, like her beauty being the. I'm trying to. I'm wondering if that's how that got counteracted. Hmm. Because people have, like, a lot of people have seen Shinobu. They didn't try to like do that. They're completely fine. So that's a question that I'm having, and who knows? Maybe they'll explain it themselves in the upcoming few episodes. Because I think, like, Detope will probably also have this question, like when she meets Kiss Shot again, when she goes to Japan. I'm assuming she's going to go to Japan now. After going to Japan, and if when she's going to meet Kiss, God damn it, meet Kiss Shot, um, is she going to? I think, like, this is definitely a genuine question that will come in her mind. That, oh, what about your curse or the blessing that you had? Like, how is that going? Maybe they'll explain it then. So you know what? Let's wait and see how that goes, how the meeting goes, and stuff like that. And I am thinking, if she actually goes and meets Shinobu, will we get to see Araragi? Because Araragi is directly connected to her, to Shinobu. So wherever there's Shinobu, Araragi should be there. So maybe, like, we're going to see Araragi here, or maybe something else. Who knows? We'll see. Anyways, that was a really good episode. Again, like, yeah, obviously this is a Shinobu related episode. Obviously, I'm going to like it. But this concludes the backstory of Acerola and how she got her name, how she started on this journey, how she became a vampire. And I was kind of correct literally in the previous episode. I kind of said this, that, oh, I think the way this is going to end is that Dystopia is going to bite her to make her into a vampire. And since biting her to make her into a vampire is something that she's doing to probably help her, that is probably why she will still be alive. She'll not, she'll not take her life, because she's not really trying to eat her or cause any harm to her. She's doing it because she wants the best for her and is going to help her out. That's why the intention is something that is very much important here. And that we literally saw that today. However, Kishshot said here that it's not my intention, like, it's not based on me, it's based on the person who's trying to cause the harm to me. Which obviously it makes sense. I never thought that it actually, the intention of hers is the one that is, like, in that the one that is being like tested. No, why would her intentions be tested? Like, if she sees someone as an enemy, like, I'm assuming Deathopia thought that's what's happening. Deathopia thought that anyone who Shinobu sees as a threat, that person, like, they die, they take their life. But no, it was not that case. It was the intention of the person who was attacking her or trying to do something to her. That person's intention, if they had any type of malice in their head, or they were trying to do something harmful to her, then that will kind of, like, backfire on them because of her beauty. So up until now, Dystopia was trying to eat her, which was obviously, like, like, considered harmful. You're trying to eat someone, that's not good. So that's why it always backfired on her. But this time she isn't trying to eat her, she's trying to turn her into a vampire, because that will actually help her in the long run. And that is why nothing happened, everything was okay, she was able to do it. And that's how the whole thing ended. However, I didn't realize that, like, Shinobu would be the one to say, like, not Shinobu, Acerola, sorry. She's still not Shinobu, she's still Acerola. I didn't expect that Acerola would be the one to ask her to make her into a vampire. Like, I actually thought that maybe like Detope would come up with an idea or say something like, "Oh, what would happen if I make you into a vampire?" But I never realized, I never thought that it would be Acerola who brings this, you know, who would tell her to do this. Right. And also, another thing we saw here is that, as I said before in the previous episode, the reason why she eats everything that she kills is because of wastage. She doesn't want to waste anything. And I think I talked about this in the previous episode. I kind of compared her to, like, like people who, like, for example, I think I talked about this in the previous episode, like the Ainus, they only hunt creatures that they feed on, that they, like, eat. And not only that, every single thing that creature has, from fur to everything, they make use of it and doesn't waste anything. And that is the way of showing respect to the living being that was living up until now, but they had to kill them for their own sustenance. That is how they respect them and treat, like show respect to them, by not wasting any single thing. I kind of said that is literally what she's also doing. That is why her motto is always like eating something that I kill, so that it doesn't go to waste. That is exactly why today, when Virtuoso, no, what was his name? Tropicalisc. Sorry, when Tropicalisc died, she consumed him, because again, that is her way of showing respect to Tropicalisc, who was, like, who helped her out up until now, and who was like a part of her family. So that was her way of showing it, and that is all. And also, she said, like, this is my last slave that I'll have. I won't make any minions. You will be, you obviously, I'm making you into a vampire, but you won't really be my minion or anything like that. You will be my equal. And she said, like, Tropicalist would be my last minion that I have. So yeah, and she also, that is also why she told, Keith Shot also thought that, okay, if people literally take their life because of me, I also want to do something similar to what Dystopia is doing. That is showing them respect by consuming them. To do that, I need to become a vampire, and that's why she decided to become a vampire. you know so yeah, and I love how, her name is also comes from something that that Dystopia thought, for example, kiss shot. She says kiss comes from, obviously, the kiss of a prince, that is supposed to break curses. That's why kiss. I wonder where shot comes from. Kiss I can understand. Why shot? I don't know. Acerola, obviously, Acerola is her name, so Acerola. Orion, wait, what does Orion means? Like, Orion is, like Orion is Orion, but what is Orion? Like, yeah, Orion is a constellation, like one of the, like, a legend, like Greek, like one of the Greek, yeah. But what is, I have no idea where Orion comes from. Ishtar, Acerola, Orion. Heart underblade, I can understand. She said because her heart is as beautiful and as, what did she say? As beautiful and as, like, shiny and polished, like a blade. So heart underblade, I can understand that. He's shot, yeah, maybe. I don't know where Orion comes from. I'm not really sure. I'm not 100% sure where that comes from. But, like her name, she literally thought of the name in this manner, and, like, kind of gave her this name. Right, and also the fact that, like, we could see, like, Dystopia. She said she's not going to eat anything. She was starving to death, and more she starved to death, and more she was being killed by Acerola. She became smaller and smaller, and she literally became like a kid by the end of it, just like how Shinobu is. You know, when Shinobu lost her power. And that is why, Asura was like, I'm going to leave, because if this continues, you're probably going to die by the end of it. And, I cannot let that happen. Um, yeah. So yeah, there you go. That was today's episode. Um, okay, here's another thing. There's a few things that I still don't understand. Not understand, but I don't have any answers to. Like most of the things got answered, but another thing that I don't have any answer to is she had heterochromia, didn't she? Acerola. So now, like like Oshino Shinobu, be it Oshino Shinobu or Kiss Shot Acerola in a Heart Under Blade, they don't have it. Oh, is that because she became a vamp? Ah, I think so. Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think, like, one of her eyes were, I think, orangish. Another of her eyes were grayish. So, like, after she became a vampire, her eyes became golden. Yup, there you go. So, maybe that's like a characteristic of vampire. Is that a characteristic of vampires? Wait a minute, let me check. Let me go to Deathtopia. Let me look at Deathtopia's eyes. Yep, Deathtopia's eyes are also golden. What about Tropicalisk? Let me check. Just a minute. Where is he? Let me try to find him. Where is Tropicalisk? I cannot find him. God damn, where is he? Okay, here he is. But okay, here he is. I found him finally. Yeah, his eyes are also golden, isn't it? Okay, so this like a thing of vampires, like all their eyes become golden. It must be, and that is probably why Acerola's heterochromia, it became, both of her eyes becomes golden. So you cannot see it now because she became a vampire. Both her eyes became golden. Yeah, that must be it. Okay, I got my answer, or at least I think I got my answer. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. What's happening? Right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I have that answer, I think. Yeah, and then Kiss Shot left, and 600 years passed, and now Deathtopia's like, you know what? Let's go and meet her and see what's happening. Like, this is also another question I had when I started this, like this arc watching. I was like, where is Deathtopia? Is she still alive? There you go. We got that answer as well. Yeah, she's alive. Obviously, she's a vampire. So she is alive. However, she hasn't met Kiss Shot up until now. So now she's thinking, oh, why not go and meet her and talk to her about and exchange our stories. Like what happened after that. Right. Oh boy, I want, like, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm assuming she is going to meet Araragi. I wonder how she'll react. Oh my god. But you know what? Let's wait and see. Yeah, there you go. And that was today's episode. Really good episode. We saw the origin of Kiss Shot Acerolauri on Heart Under Blade, and her origin, how she became like this, and yeah. But like I said, the only one question that has still not been answered, or at least I haven't been able to understand, and I think it might be answered later, is that how did that thing, that curse, like what happened to that? Because I'm pretty sure Shinobu or Kiss Shot now currently, like people who look at her, they're fine. They don't have any problem. Even I remember in Kizumonogatari, like, yeah, people were literally, the vampire hunters were literally trying to kill her, and when Aragi came and met Kiss Shot there, he he also didn't have any problem. He literally directly looked at her and talked to her. There was no problems. So what happened with that? Like, did that blessing or curse like lose its power, or like what happened? So that's the only question that I don't think they gave us. Maybe they'll do it later. Maybe when Deathopia herself goes and meets kiss shot, maybe she will ask her that, oh, what about your curse? And maybe we'll get our answers then. Let's wait and see. And yeah, there you go. And that was it. That was my overall impressions for this episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see Deathopia sitting on her throne, obviously asking Tropicalisk that, what do you think about this? And Tropicalisk is like, oh, I think this is not really a curse, it's a blessing. Because he says, like, her beauty is an innate, quality that she already had. And however, what this, as you're saying it's curse, it's not a curse, it's actually a blessing, because technically what this does is it makes people not only look at her outward beauty but understand her inner beauty as well. So in that sense, if you think about it, it's not really a curse, it's a blessing. But it is, this blessing worked in such a way that it got twisted. And even though it's a good thing that, oh, people are seeing her goodness of her heart, it is so good, and she's so like good natured, kind hearted, that her soul is so beautiful that people start like literally like, I think it's like too much for them, in front of such such beauty, they crumble under their own. And that is why people, when they talk to her, when they see her, like her father, for example, blamed himself that, oh, it was because of me that this happened, let me take my life. Anyone who were trying to give something to her, for example, there was that one I think poet or someone who wanted to give a poem to her. He literally took out his I think he did something I've forgotten, literally, oh, a sculpture, yeah, who was trying to make a sculpture of her, literally broke his own arms and offered it to the princess, because that's the most important thing to them. So that's the thing, it's her soul is so beautiful that people beside her, they couldn't carry the weight of it, and got crushed underneath it, and that's why this happened. So it's not really a curse in that sense, because technically it's a blessing, but the blessing has been put on someone who is so good, whose inner soul is so bright that people couldn't withstand it, something like that. Right, so that is why Tropicalist is like, let me go and do some research, maybe I'll go back to her kingdom and see what happened over there, and then I'll come back to you. And there you go. And you can see Deathopia was also like, I'll try to refrain myself from, I'll try to change my own intention, I'll not go and try to eat her. But even after thinking that, just being in front of her made her go out of control and try to eat her, and literally Deathopia had to take her own life. So more and more she's doing that, more and more her power is diminishing, and she's getting smaller and smaller, as we see. So that's that. And now Dystopia after that decides to come up with a countermeasure for her, obviously her beauty is something that's coming from inside of her, so you cannot really change that. What could they do is to make her outer world appearance more, I guess you could say, more rough. That's what she was trying to do. So that's why she says oh, don't talk like this, talk in a more rougher way, instead of calling me watashi or something like that, calling yourself watashi, call yourself washi. And that way of speaking that she Kishore speaks, Deathopia is the one who told her to talk like that. Okay, so here we go. This is what she says this. Wait a minute. The curse seems to stem more from your own beauty than the witch's curse. Yeah. If so, countermeasures need to be taken not against the witch, but your own beauty. In other words, You simply must not be so beautiful. That's what I am saying. Okay, I think I also have my answer. The other question that I was saying, like, how is everyone okay now? Like, they literally talk to her. It's because of this. As Dystopia says, that to counter your beauty, you must simply not be so beautiful. And so, talk in a rougher way, but I feel like there's a big loophole underneath that, because beauty is subjective. You cannot really say that, oh, this is not, because I'm sure a lot of people, instead of that way, this is something that is more to their preference. The way like Kiss Shot speaks now, that way, and like the rougher way that is, for some people that's more beautiful, because beauty is subjective. So how does that work then? you know okay, so this is where here's the thing. Dystopia actually says here that you have to pretend such is the case, which comes up later on as well when Kishot was trying to gouge her eyes out. Dystopia says, "What the hell are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, but I'm trying to make myself uglier." And she's like, "No, like I told you to pretend to be. Do not try to harm yourself." In that sense. So that's why she says here, you have to pretend that is the case. Right. So simply put, pretend to be an evil. Oh, I see. Okay, I now understand. A few moments ago, I was saying, like, like beauty is subjective and all that. No, that's not the point. The point is to try to pretend to be an evil person. I see. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that makes better sense. Because, if she pretends to be someone evil, then yeah, that will counter her beauty. Okay, I see. Okay, you know what? I have a better understanding now. Yeah, okay, I have a better understanding. And that is why, from the very beginning, like Shinobu was known as the evil vampire or something like that. It's only when we get to know her more and more after Bakemonogatari, then like all the others, like Nise Monogatari, Neko Monogatari, all of that stuff. Then finally we come to Monogatari season 2, then like Owari, Zoku, all that stuff. Like finally, little by little, as time goes on and on, then we more and more get to know about Kiss Shot, more and more we get to know about her inner, I guess you could say, her inner personality. And more we understand that she's not really evil, that's just her. And yeah, because I remember, when I watched Bakemonogatari for the first time, obviously Shinobu wasn't really there at the very beginning. We just saw her once or twice, in that building with Oshino, Oshino Meme. She was just sitting there, and then little by little we get to hear more from her. But at the first season, Bakemonogatari, she was just completely quiet. But back then, when we got introduced to her, when we got to know about her, we at least, like I'm pretty sure everyone thought that, oh, she is a vampire who did something, and they're kind of keeping an eye on her. In that sense, I'm sure everyone thought of her as maybe like a character who has done some kind of a bad thing, that kind of thing. Not only that, she herself, that's how she like introduces herself, pretends to be that, this evil vampire, this monster, that kind of thing. So that counters her beauty, and that is why people are able to stay alive. That is crazy. I never real Oh my god. And that's why everyone can at least speak to her or talk to her, because this is her identity now, this king of oddities. Like, just think about it from a neutral standpoint. If someone tells you that, oh, this lady here, she is the king of monsters or king of oddities, how will you perceive her? Obviously in a negative sense, because king of monsters in itself is a negative term. So, and now think about it, she is so popular, she is so well known, that everyone knows her as the king of oddities or the king of monsters. So everyone in the world, when they see her, or her identity is literally the king of oddities. So her whole identity is an evil person, and that evilness counters her inner beauty, which is why people, when they talk to her, even people who do not know her or have no clue about her, just because her whole identity is a king of oddities, which is a negative thing, people who interact with her and talk to her, they're fine, because that negative aspect of her counteracts her beauty, which is probably cancels each other out or something like that. So that's why, if nobody knew about her, or if she was more of a neutral character, then her beauty would have killed others, and that's what was happening up until now. More so, if you think about it, people had a good understanding, or she had actually a good reputation while she was Princess Acerola. She had a good reputation. So just think about it, her inner beauty is already there. At the same time, her whole identity was a positive thing, so it was a net positive. So anyone who came in front of her or looked at her, and they got overwhelmed by the beauty, because her whole identity was something good, something positive. So plus and plus, yeah, it kept being plus. So now that her identity is more of a negative thing, so plus and minus cuts each other out, cancels each other out, and anyone who talks to her are okay now, because her whole personality, her whole identity is now negative. Even people who do not know her or have no clue about her, it doesn't matter, because she is known, the world knows her as the king of oddities. So it doesn't matter if there's some people who don't know about her, it doesn't matter, because the world sees her as this. That is why it's okay, and it counters it. Wow, okay, wow, that is crazy. So she had to become the king of oddities if she had to interact with others, and if people who talks to her, if they had to survive, she has to continue being this evil, yeah, and the king of oddities, this negative thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, this is just how I see this and how I understand this. Maybe something else is going on, and maybe I'm not getting the full picture, but I think that's what's happening here. Because I was like, beauty is subjective. How does that work? Just acting like this, how will that make it? No, but that's not the point. The main point here isn't beauty, but it's more as if her identity as a person. Is she a good person, or she is an evil person? If the world knows her as an evil person, or like the king of oddities in a negative sense, then that negative will cancel out her positive beauty of soul, and people will be fine talking to her. That I think that's what's happening. Okay, I think I have my answer. All right, so here we go. Virtuosa says typical god damn it, what's her name, Dystopia says act tough. And here she says, when you're going to be deep in thought, cross your arms, like this. And if you remember, Shinobu always does this whenever she thinks. She sits down like this, and she's like, I remember. It's crazy. Every single mannerisms that we have seen for Shinobu, that we have gotten accustomed to, and that we thought that's just her, it was something that Dystopia taught her and told her to do exactly this, so that makes her more of a an evil, like the way she can pretend to be an evil person. Another thing we have to remember: in nowhere in today's episode ever did Dystopia tell her to become an evil person. She always told her, pretend to be an evil person. So in that sense, if you think about it, she's telling her not to lose her own identity or her own goodness of her heart, but at the same time pretend to be an evil person so that it can counter it. So she's never telling her to become an evil person. She's telling her to pretend to be an evil person. Like the inherent goodness of her heart, Dystopia probably wants that to stay the same. Yeah. Okay, so then she also says, I'm going to give you a dress which have a gaudier designs, and you have to eat with your bare hands. Another thing that we have always seen, the way Shinobu eats, she literally scoops up food like this and eats like this, if you remember. Literally, smearing her face with food, if you remember. I've always thought up until now these were all like things that she did just because she does it like that. That's just her. It's crazy to realize that none of that was actually her, but she actually has to do it because of this situation. And she's probably been continuing to do this for 600 years, so by now that's literally probably how she is now, because she has been repeating this up until now. She's not even acting at this point. This is literally her now. She has kept repeating this thing so much that that became her personality now. So nowadays she probably doesn't have to pretend, because that's literally how she is. She eats like this, she thinks like this, she does the whole ka ka ka, it's all been ingrained into her personality. And then she also says, do not call yourself watakshi, call yourself washi. And then you can see, like, Princess Acerula is like trying her best to take on this persona. And then Desktopia says, like, you know what, I'm going to change your name as well. This beautiful name Princess Acerula won't do. You need to have a more like a more impactful name. Okay. Yeah, so this is where Tropical escalates. So basically, you have put this superficial ugliness into, you set up this superficial ugliness into Princess Acerula to counteract her goodness of her heart. Yeah, and then you can see for a moment, Dystopia kind of dies here again because of starvation. And I think, like, here in one section, Tropical X says that, oh, why are you not eating? At which she says, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to keep my stomach empty before I eat. Like, before I get to eat Acerula. That's why she doesn't eat. After that, she asks Tropicalisc for what he got to know, but unfortunately wasn't able to get much information. He says he got like barely a little bit of information. Oh no, this is where never mind. No, this is where he says that, oh, I'm going to go outside and get more information. Okay. No. So yeah, that's what happens. And then you see Devtopia goes and is like bringing food to her. But then when she goes inside her room, she sees Acerula's trying to gouge her eyes out. At which Dystopia goes and whacks away the thing, and it was silver. So her hands got burned. And she's like, oh, like, it's a misunderstanding, Suicide Master. I'm not trying to kill myself. I'm trying to gouge out my eyes so that, it could make me look more rougher. At which Dystopia says, like, you've forgotten probably, but I told you to pretend to be someone like this. Do not try to become like this. You have to bluff. You keep your inherent goodness of your heart, but try to bluff this and act like this. And this is also where she says that if you try to become someone like that and like try to take your life or try to harm yourself, that is literally what you said that you're not going to do before. When asked, she said that I'm not going to take my life. She said that. So if she tries to do stuff like this, that's defeating the whole purpose of, So she's like, don't do it. And then she's like, I'm sorry, I regret my action, I ask for your forgiveness. And then she's like, oh, don't talk like this, talk in a more rougher way, like the way I taught you. And and then Acerula is like, oh, sorry. And then she talks, the way Kishshot speaks, that way she speaks. Okay, so after that, yeah, and then Dystopia tells her that, oh, you have to laugh like how I laugh. Okay, laugh like this. Ka ka ka. Ka ka ka. And she also tries to do it. And then she's like, oh, like, if you smile like this or laugh like this, nobody's going to die. Okay, so after that, you can see Dystopia sees her hand, the one which has burned from the silver, and the one which is okay. And here she's like, despite me having to, I shoved Princess Asura, yet not even a scratch. There you go. And she's also like, how did that happen? Because yeah, for a moment I was like, what's happening? Why is her wounds not healing? It's probably because it was silver. It took a long while to heal because silver is effective. Okay, after this, we see Tropicalis comes back and has brought barely a little bit of information. So what this information he got is like, wait a minute. Oh, so he got this information, that a particular fairy tale, this information from, um, this, which is that it seems to have been determined from the past that the only way to lift a curse from a princess is a kiss from a prince. Right. So Desktop is like, haha. Right. Obviously, that's yeah, that's just a story, like a legend. Okay, so now she's thinking like, okay, let me think about her name now. What type of name should I give her? And then she's thinking um, about her heart, which is as shiny. Here we go. For that woman who has a beautiful gleaming heart like a sword from the Orient. Yeah, what kind of name should be suitable? And she's like, oh right, a kiss lifting a curse is still preposterous to think of, um, but as a superstition or to ward off evil, yeah, it's perfect for her. It must be a good thing to keep her that in her name somewhere. So that's why kiss shot. That's where kiss shot comes from. Right. So now you can see that she again died from starvation. She wakes up and you can see she's literally become small, just like Shinobu. And then she looks up and she sees Tropicalis is not there. And if you've noticed, up until now, whenever Tropicalis has been in this castle, he always waited for her to wake up in front of her. So seeing Tropicalis is not there, she realizes something must have happened, and she goes to Asura's room and sees that whole place is stewed with blood. Now I do wonder what Tropicalis went to do over there. I don't know. Maybe went to see her, talk to her, but like Dystopia told him multiple times that don't go near her because it might do something to you. So I do wonder what he wanted to do. But anyways, they don't really mention anything about it. Like you can see that Asura's like completely shocked. Asura's like, can you please tell me that he's going to come back? He's also a vampire, isn't he? Is he going to regenerate? And then Deptopia's like, I'm sorry, but he is a vampire, but he's not like me. He's not going to regenerate back. And and there, this is where you can see she also says it's not your fault that Tropicalis died. And this is where Acerola is like, oh, I understand. So this is probably going to happen to you as well, isn't it? If you keep dying multiple times because of me, the time will come then when you probably not be able to regenerate. And you can see like Dystopia tries to calm her down and be like, oh no, that's not a problem, everything will be okay. I'll try, I'll make sure to break your curse before that. But Asura is like, no, like it's fine, like I don't want you dying. Yeah, so she says like, I'm going to leave, like I cannot let that happen to you. And she was going to leave, and then Dystopia's like, stop, before you move, like don't move, just stay here. The whole body's strewn around in the ground. Let me consume him first. I don't want anyone stomping on him except me. And as a final way of showing respect, I'm going to not make sure that none of his body goes to waste. So she consumes him. So here we go: head, lungs, liver, fingers, hand, eyeball, stomach, chest, heart, tongue, shoulders, legs, everything. She ate. And it's interesting how they kind of depict heart as an apple. They did that in the previous episode as well, where I was extremely confused. I was like, why is this apple so red? And why is the juices of apple completely red? And then I realized it's not an apple, it's a heart. So here you can see again, she's eating an apple, which was probably Tropicalisc's heart. And then in the end, she's like, all right, now you can leave. And this is where Asura's like, I have a final request to you. please make me into a vampire. At which obviously Dystopia is like, wait, what? Are you crazy? What are you talking about? You do understand what that means, doesn't it? You never die, like, yeah, and a lot of other things. And you cannot go outside in the sun, this and that. You'll become a monster. At which she's like, no, it's fine. Just like how you showed respect and gave the respect to, like this, I also want to show respect to the people who at least die in my hands and consume them, so and make sure that nothing goes to waste. um yeah, so there you go. And she says, please drink my blood. This is where obviously Dystopia is like, but I have, it'll be a problem. I cannot, harm, like I cannot bite you because, I'll die. And obviously, as we know, if he dies more times, she'll probably disintegrate completely. She'll not come back. And which is why, like Acerolla's like, no, I think I understand what's going on. Basically, it's not that, it's actually the person who's trying to harm me, that person's intention is the one which like makes, like matters here. Because as we saw back then, when Dystopia shoved her on the ground, on the bed, like nothing happened. Her hand was fine. With the hand that she shoved her, it was fine. And you can see like Asura here asks her that, what do you think happened there? Like, what is the reason for people taking their lives, at least who comes in contact with me? At which Dystopia at first was like, oh, maybe like the amount of damage you do. And she's like, no, back then I I did get damage. Even though you shoved me on the bed, I did get hurt, but nothing happened to you. So I think it was intention. Back then you tried to save me. Your intentions were something that you did to help me out, to save my life, and that is why nothing happened to you. So I think now if you try to make me into a vampire, everything will be okay, because technically you're doing this to save me ultimately, so it'll be fine. In the end, Dystopia is like, fine, let me do, let me do what you want. And yeah, and then finally she says, like, yeah, like, on top of the castle, she's like, come on, like, like, have a go, feed on me. Okay, this is also where Topia says that from here onwards, just call me normally, just call me Suicide Master like everyone else calls me. Like, I'm not really making you into my minion. Even though you are my minion, you will not like be my minion. Like, you're your individual self. Like, the final minion that I will have is Tropicalisk, and that's it. And he was the final one, and I don't plan on making any more minions. So yeah, there you go. And then she again says like, oh, your like way of speaking has changed back again. Talk like the way you talk. And then she starts, talking the way she, Shinobu talks, like, oh, the kiss shot talks, that ka 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 laugh. Okay. In the end, she says like, like, we are all I'm going to make you a vampire. If I survive here, since I'm also a vampire, we'll live long lives. So yeah, this is not goodbye. If you get tired on your journey, if you want to come back and, just talk to me or something, if you feel, like, yeah, you want to see me, come back. I'll wait for you. We are vampires. We are long living creatures. The death is the farthest thing from us. So we'll meet again. That is why. And in the end, she like is like, all right, so I'm going to give you your name, Kiss Shot Acerola Orion Heart Under Blade. That is your name. Yeah. And then you can see again, Dystopia again tells her that, yeah, I've told you to act evil, but keep it to acting. Do not become evil. Like, as he said, like, keep it to acting. Do not change your inner self. And she also teaches her a lot of other things as well, and tells that when you are really happy, laugh like this. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, and then she goes and takes a bite. Yeah, and then you can see both of them flying. She has become a vampire. Her wings are out there, you know. And you can see here Dystopia says that it wasn't anything special. I kill and eat, I kill and love. Eating and loving meant the same thing. And in a way, if you think about it like that, that would also mean that technically, since she was, like turning her into a vampire, if eating and loving is the same thing for her, then that wasn't registered as a way to harm her or something like that. She just made her into her kin. So, and that's why she didn't die from that. Right. Yeah. And then we are back in the modern times. That was it. And you can see here, Dystopia is talking about Kiss Shot, and you know, okay, she calls her Laura here, I think, and I was like, wait, who the hell is Laura? And then I was like, wait, was that like her actual name? And then I realized, like, oh, it's probably Acerola. So from there, Laura, I think, isn't it? Acerola and Laura. That's why she called her Laura. She called her Laura, didn't she? Or did I see it wrong or something? Wait a minute, let me go back. And there you go. And so the noble girl who was once called Laura. Yeah, so okay, Acerora and Laura, I think basically that. And I think that, okay, you know what? Maybe her actual name was Laura. Like if you remember, Acerola isn't really like a it's a like a I think like it's like her name, like a what people called her. So maybe from Laura it became Acerola. Right. Yeah, and then but Dystopia says that at the end both of us are monsters. I'm also alive. She's also alive. Like, and she also says, who knows, like what that was? Was that friendship, affection, or lust? I don't know what that was. You know, like, but at the end of the day, because it wasn't an appetite, or perhaps even it wasn't because of that, things went well, so it doesn't really matter. And she's like, yeah, you know what? It has been 600 years. I've heard a lot of rumors of what she's been doing. She has become an amazing vampire. As I predicted, she has become the king of oddities. Everyone knows her. With golden hair, golden eyes, the apparition killer, the king of apparition. You must have surely heard of her at once, right? And then she says, but recently I've been hearing that she has been defeated. Some specialists have actually defeated her. That is definitely a rumor and a lie. I don't believe it. It's a sham that definitely lacks credibility. That's why I won't believe it. I'm not worried about her in the least. So, how about I just go and see her for the first time in 600 years? We're both great women. I'm sure we have tough and cool fairy tales that we've piled up for the telling. Is this the first time she mentions, tells, like, refers to herself as a woman? Because I have been thinking up until now, like everything, like looking at her, her voice and everything, it's kind of masculine, obviously. But everything, I couldn't really determine up until now if she was a boy or a girl. So I think this is the first time she mentions that we are both great women. So she is a lady, So okay, it's confirmed. Like, yeah. And that's where it ended. So I think it's going to continue from here, and she's going to go to Japan. Then I'm assuming, and that'll be kind of interesting if that happens. Like I said, I can imagine how they're going to meet. Maybe like Shinobu will have a full set of Mr. Donuts in front of her, gobbling like a like a hungry vampire, just gobbling everything at the same time. And Virtuoso just walks in and she's like, what the hell? Who the hell is this? This is the apparition, the king of oddities? The apparition killer? This? Or something like that is going to happen, like some hilarious thing. Who knows? We'll see. And yeah, you know what? That was fantastic. I loved it. That was a great, I guess you could say like a great introduction to her, like not introduction, but like a backstory that she had. And it's crazy to think about how literally, like the shinobu that we have gotten to know and used to, how much of an effect dystopia had on her. Like literally everything. Like she, you can, in a way, you can probably say that dystopia was kind of like her parent. Like how a parent teaches her child how to, like, and how a child tries to imitate their parent, and like the personality and everything they learn from their parent. That is literally what it was, to become the person that she is now, so that her blessing slash curse doesn't affect or take lives. Acerola had to do what like Dystopia told her to do, and like this is how you can counter it. And obviously, even if that wasn't the case, I'm sure Acerola would have done the same, because Acerola respected Dystopia a lot. So like, so she walked on her path the way the the path that she showed her, that oh, this is how you should do, like all the values, the morals, and everything that she taught Shinobu, Oshino Shinobu, or Kissshot Acerolauri on Heart Under Blade. She is literally, her personality and everything is a result from that. So, in a sense, you could probably say she's more like her parent. How a parent takes care of a child and teaches her or his child to, for for the future, and how to become like a good person and that kind of thing. And yeah, there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to this episode. This was episode number 8 of Monogatari series Off and Monster season. I'm not really sure if this is the end of WAZAMONOGATARI, or it's going to continue after this, but this was the second episode of WAZAMONOGATARI. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Monogatari. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.